let's talk about what a virtual power purchase agreement is. So you're building an off-site renewable energy project. This project is going to sell its power into the local power grid. These deals are happening and the projects are being built where there's a deregulated wholesale electricity market, where you can be an independent power producer, build a project, sell your power into the grid. So in that kind of market, you build a project, you sell your power into it, and you get whatever the market price is. The local utility then buys that power and they send the energy to you, the energy buyer. One other key thing to understand is that you're still going to be paying your utility in these deals the same as if you had never signed a renewable energy deal. So what actually happens is that because this off-site renewable energy project that you're going to contract with is only getting the market price, you're going to help them to get financing and get this thing built by providing them with certainty on their revenue. So the buyer's key role is in guaranteeing a price to the generator of that electricity over a period of time. So no matter what happens to this wholesale electricity price, they're going to get the same price at the end of the day. What the buyer gets in return is renewable energy certificates. You get the right to say, we are buying green energy, regardless of what your utility is actually sourcing and giving you. By having the renewable energy certificates from that wind or solar project, you can declare that you are 50, 75, 100% renewable powered. These deals are happening and the projects are being built where there's a deregulated wholesale electricity market, where you can be an independent power producer, build a project, sell your power into the grid, as opposed to other places where you've got a regulated utility that's essentially a monopoly that's dictating what gets built, what gets distributed, what gets transmitted. So in the Canadian context, really the only functioning wholesale power market is in Alberta. And in Alberta today, we're seeing pricing that enables these kind of deals to get built. Prices of renewables have been dropping by 8 or 10% a year. So now in Alberta, it's starting to make sense to do this from a financial basis. And if you build that project in Alberta, because it's a financial settlement, if you have facilities in Calgary, but also in Saskatoon or in Toronto and Halifax, you can apply that renewable energy buy to really anywhere across Canada. So you can cover your national load if you want to. So if we're going to reach our 2030 goals, electricity is one of the places where we've got to make real progress, and Alberta is the place where that progress can be made today in Canada. So let's talk about the mechanics of how this works. So chart up here shows 3 different scenarios, depending on what happens with the wholesale power prices. So you are the buyer, and you're going to go to the wind or solar plant, and you're going to say, I'm going to guarantee you're going to get $55 a megawatt hour for your power. No matter what happens to the wholesale power price in Alberta, which goes up and down all the time, I'm going to guarantee you're going to get $55. So scenario 1 is the actual price of power, they call it the pool price in Alberta, is coming in lower than that. It's coming in at $45. So what happens is this gap, this $10 a megawatt hour, is your responsibility. You now have to remit that to the generator to keep them whole. So they're getting $45 from the pool, they're getting $10 from you, they've got their $55, and their project is getting the revenue stream that it needs. Scenario 2 is straightforward. They got the $55 that they needed from the pool, the buyer doesn't know anything, the buyer doesn't receive anything. Scenario number 3 is the one that everybody I think wants. They got $65 from the pool. Power prices were higher than the guaranteed price. So not only do you get the renewable energy certificate, get to say that you're renewably powered, but you get $10 back at the same time on every megawatt of power that was generated.